Guys, okay, this is the new tier list for from Pridwen, but I mean, who else do you go to check for stuff, right? I think like at this point, Pridwen is like the go-to for everybody. Or if you watch like a video about a tier list, they're looking at Pridwen. So uh, I'm not here today to talk about this and to just tell you what we are literally seeing. Okay, I'm just here talking about the changes that happened on the global 1.2 tier list. Now we're not checking Chinese, we're not checking overall, we're checking global 1.2. I'm gonna address some changes here that might be scary, might be problematic for some of you, right? Oh my god, I just got Melania. Why is she now A? What the hell is going on, right? Is power creep going rampant? It's not that. You need to keep in mind that to correctly browse this tier list, you need to go check the changelog. And the changelog is going to tell you what happened, right? In this case, the changelog said that and that was like I went and checked it because I was like, wait, what? Why are these characters in B in like A, right? What is happening? So basically, the reason is that the new limbo it's favoring, of course, Star and Plant because of Tooth Fairy and Jessica. So what you have to keep in mind that these tier lists will be updated with the current meta, with the current Flatus advantages. So characters that are normally globally strong anyway are gonna be put down a notch and it's gonna be looking weird or like concerning, even though they're not, right? The only reason why Centurion and Melania are here are because they're not star or plant. As you can see here, all the plants and all the stars are at the top. Besides Medicine Pocket, but Medicine Pocket it's a healer, so they don't have to damage. So we don't care if they don't have like the advantages. Now, that said, let's go check what they did. They put Eternity. Okay, they put Eternity here, probably for the sustain. Jessica for the damage, of course, damage burst. Lilia because she's star. Regulus because she's star and she's like strong. We have Anna Lee, Big on Bloom, Pickles. Pickles, it's a global buffer, so it's not really affected by any meta change. That's why it's one of the most flexible and used unit, even in even in China right now. And then we have Voyager. I mean, we got, if you don't know, we got a Voyager banner from the X. The X account, they confirmed the Voyager banner, and it's gonna be Voyager, Balloon Party, and someone else that I forgot. So if you want to get your Balloon Party and you don't have her yet, or you want to get Voyager, or you fail for Tooth Fairy, or you're skipping Tooth Fairy for whatever reason and you pull it from Voyager, go ahead. But as you can see, we're getting a double star start on 1.2 phase 1. We got Voyager and Tooth Fairy. Now, Tooth Fairy is new. I guess it's because the Jessica comes on phase 2, so she's going to be the first one to arrive. And so as you can see here, some of the characters are knocked down in A. It's mainly because of the Afflatus advantages. So in A, we have A Knight, which is like probably here just because it's Spirit. If he had his side tube that is upcoming in 1.4, so we don't have it yet, it would be S otherwise. I feel like it would be S. He's really, really high even in China. In China, it's like really high. It's like top 10, I believe, or around like at least 15, top 15 when it comes to mains bulletin endgame, right? The new raid thing. And we have Centurion, that's A because she's beast. Charlie, I say Charlie should be S in my opinion because she's star. It says S after P3 plus. So this is not even counting the portraits. So without portraits, Charlie is still A. So if you guys didn't build Charlie yet because you're waiting for to get Lilia or like maybe 37, saving for 37, you can easily level up Charlie. She's not even a 6-star, so she's gonna cost less to get to I3. And you can use it as a main carry for the star team, okay? If you don't have Regulus, right? So, and then we have Druvis. Druvis has been a revelation recently. Like a lot of people actually woke up and understood the potential of Druvis, especially with Satsuki. But is Satsuki at least B? She's B. Okay, okay. And that makes sense. I understand. I agree. Of course, Pavia dropped down. Tenant dropped down because they're beast and they don't offer the same value as the other healer, sadly. I mean, that said, if you still like Tenant, it's not like it doesn't work. I mean, at this point, you know, and you saw probably on YouTube or from other channels, there's a lot of people clearing Limbo and clearing Ut 230 with like no cards, for all four-star characters. So you have plenty of choices if you want, if you really like some characters and you properly build them. And now we have the new characters that are start in B, Blarney and Horrorpedia. Now, I understand why they're doing this, because like according to every character in the game, they're B, and that's true. But they're not B according to your account. Okay, keep that in mind. What does that mean? It means that if you have Blarney and you get multiple copies of Blarney while you're trying to get Tooth Fairy, and you don't have Charlie, you don't have Regulus, you don't have Lilia, now Blarney is not B anymore. For you, it's A, right? Or even S, right? So it's not like they're not dealing any damage. It's that they're, compared to everything else, they start in B. So these ranks are to be taken with a grain of salt and with critical eye, in the sense that, like, not that it's not true, but you need to keep in mind all of the nuances and all of the changes, and go check the change log, what it says. Go try and read what is explaining here, the different change log, the ratings explained. Read these about the tier list. Read this as well. So before you rage out because your favorite character is not in the number that you expect and the rank that you expect, keep an eye, keep like an open mind about it, because it's not as tight as you might think, right? And this is just for Global 1.2. It's mainly tailored towards plant and star. So all of the mineral that are not S tier, all the supports that are not S tier, even if they're plant, like Lasers and Diggers and Eagle, you can use them. Rabies even got promoted in B. So now we have a lot of these characters, of course, they drop down hard because they're not really used. There's like probably like five better characters of the same Fladots that you probably have, because they're like low rarity, so it's easy to get them. But that said, like Diggers is here probably because you have, and if you have Anna Lee, Big on Bloom, Pickles, Sonetto, or even Voyager, then you don't need Diggers. Also, Jessica is reality, and Tooth Fairy doesn't do damage. Like, you don't want to do damage with Tooth Fairy, so you don't really need Baby Blue or Baby Blue, for example. And Diggers is like a hybrid. But that said, if you have Diggers, it's not debuffing is not the only thing that it does, right? Think about it. You also get a lot of CCs from Diggers. It's not just the debuff. Oh, okay, reality defense, mental defense, that's it. So it's like C or B. I kind of disagree, because Diggers, you also inflict terror when you debuff, which is Moxie -1. You know how Moxie removal is good, how good is Moxie removal, right? A lot of people that skipped Melania or didn't want to get Melania actually got shocked by the fact that Melania was so good, and she's still #1 in China, by the way, like rank 1 on Main's Bulletin, not in the tier list, but on Main's Bulletin, she's like rank 1. And on the tier list, she's like still tier like 0.5 or something like that, right? And the only one in tier 0 is Tooth Fairy. So you get terror, you get weakness, you get, which is damage bonus -25, and then you get Nightmare for 3 rounds if they're debuffed, which is pretty big, and it lets you build the team damage, let's say, right? So Horrorpedia and Blarney, they're here, but they're not as bad as you might think, because this is just taking everything else into account. But you might not have all of these characters. You might not have any beast character or any star DPS. Maybe there's only 3 after all. So it's like Lilia, Regulus, and Charlie. So if you get Blarney, do not come here and cry because she's B. That doesn't mean absolutely anything. Look. I've seen people clearing with not with Eric, but I've seen people clearing with Pavia, Leilani, Eagle, right? These people like Lasers, Limbo 6, right? Limbo 6 too. So you can rest assured that these new characters additions are really, really good. Okay. So I just wanted to do a heads up on the current global tier list that you might be seeing on here on other website. I don't know. I think this one is the go-to at the moment. So let me know in the comments if you disagree with anything I said, I guess. But besides that, thank you for watching and see you next time.